Hello, good morning and good morning. I hope it's morning time for you where you are, or it's afternoon or evening, whatever time that you're listening now to this program, because you're on the program as a student of entrepreneurship. Business planning is critical to your business development. It's a roadmap. And today I want us to look at business planning as the way it sounds. I just want us to first of all look at the critical aspects of business planning, which in the unit 4 you must have received by this time everything that you need to have. For example, this is your road to your destination, and your destination is somewhere there, and you are starting from here. Business planning is all about tracking yourself through this path until you get your destination. That is your intended place of accomplishment. Now, before I proceed any further, what I want us to do is simple and straightforward. I'm going to sort of introduce you the actual syllabus which you have in your booklet. But before you go any further, I want to make sure that you did receive a CD of this type. All the materials, lessons that you need to have must be on a CD like that. If you haven't received one and you're just online, make sure you order one. And if you pay the correct fee, this will be sent to you free of charge. It's included. It's essential. Now, let us look at what we are going to do together here. I want us to look at the business planning, and in the criteria booklet, which is a whole syllabus for business planning, there are performance criteria, which in the second session I'll go through step by step. But before actually we go in the second session for the step by step, I just want to introduce to you a simple aspect. Hold on with me on this. Thank you much for being patient. And now this is the aspects I want to introduce to you in terms of business planning. We talked about tracking your way. Just beg your pardon on that. Let me just click that. I'll come back. Yes. We talked about it is about tracking your way to a destination. In the previous clip you saw that. I'll go back to that. Now in there, the main person who is actually producing that plan of how to get over there, not there, it is you, who? The business owner, the entrepreneur. But I say, how do I do this? I've got no skills. Well, you might think you've got no skills, but the very fact that you dreamed a dream, you had a vision of where you want to go and lead people, it simply means you have the potential and the capabilities to be able to produce that plan. Now, my role here and the role of other tutors is to simply help you do just that professionally. Now, let's have a look very quickly how we're going to do this. But before we proceed, I just want us to look at the criteria that you will have to follow. Unit 4, it's business planning. How to draw a business plan. This is what you're going to learn. How to use the business plan for your business development. How to invest in other portfolios other than your own business. When your business begins to make a profit, you've got to find ways of growing that money even further without having to invest in the same business as the one you're running. So we look at that in this slide. And in terms of those who are on the assessment, a sort of a route, that is to say getting an award, certificate or diploma, you have to follow this criteria. I'll just go through that very quickly. The candidates are assessed by coursework with a number of evidence produced. Evidence required is listed below, and all criteria must be ticked off for a candidate to pass Unit 4. When we say evidence, we require you to produce, for example, a folder. I just reach out for a folder like that. I just reach out for a folder like that. If on the course it asks you to produce a content list for a business plan, produce that content list and print it and put in a folder with dividers. We can have dividers. And then when you do that, you keep on collecting evidence, and that evidence actually should help you to model your business. And on this And on this course, what we accept is actually what we accept on this course. What we accept on this course is your own business idea. We are not going to model any other person's idea. If you have no interest in setting up a petrol station, there is no need to model a petrol station. If you have no interest in setting up a coal mining, you have no need to do that. You have to have your own business idea, or you have your own business which is running already. By the time we go through this program, you can now clean up or amplify or enhance your business tracking. Because I tell you the truth, let me just go a little bit back to the slide which I showed. We agreed together that business is about tracking your path. This is where you are here. You start from there, you're tracking yourself through this path to the intended destination. And that destination is called success. Success in business means making a profit, number one, financially. Secondly, making an impact in the community, a positive impact in the community, and also to your family, and many other aspects that are linked to ethical businesses. So this route you're seeing here is actually the roadmap to your intended destination. And you can only see that in a business plan. So a business plan is a critical sort of document you have to produce at the very start or even before you launch your business, because that will guide you in many aspects. You see later on when we begin to talk about many components in terms of a target market, your SWOT analysis, and many other areas. I don't want to preempt lessons. Are you happy with that? Very good. And before I proceed, just in case you are online, you haven't received one of these, because these lessons are actually found on these discs. We send a pack, including a booklet. That syllabus you see on the screen I'm going through, you must have it in front of you. It must have come in a pack with the discs. These data CDs, they have lessons, and this video clip you are watching either online or as the case might be is also included in the CD. And I would like you to go to the website www.westmidlandsopencollege.co.uk and make a request that I haven't received my information pack. Can I receive it now? Okay, let us proceed. I would like us now to very quickly go back to the assessment criteria. So the candidate can either pass or fail or be referred. Referred means there is ample time before the agreed deadlines to complete the assessment. So the tutor sees you several times or interact with you online several times to guide you through your work. They give you feedback, you submit your work, they give you feedback. As such, you are going step by step, and there's nothing that you're going to miss out because you are being supported consistently. And then we say a candidate has the right to receive at least 3 times feedback on the whole course work within the agreed time of directed learning hours. There are those contracted hours that you work online with the tutor, and there are those hours you work independently. And those are very critical. When you work independently, go and produce your evidence, work through things. There's a place where you have to go and visit a similar business in your interest so that you can understand how they work. Those are your own work hours, directed hours. Go and do it. Once you do that, you find that actually you're growing your own portfolio. And then I proceed. A record sheet is completed at each feedback. On the CD, there is what we call candidate record. When you meet with your tutor, the tutor must sign that one, or online as the case might be, so that we track the times that you're actually having the contact time and having the feedback. I'll show you a copy of that if I can find it, or on the disc there on the coursework center on the website. It is there. Now, a record sheet is completed at each feedback with the tutor, and both the candidate and the tutor, who is an assessor, must sign. In fact, it will look something like that. I'll just go to the end. Here's assessor's feedback. Here, the assessor will write stuff, things they think you did well, and things they think you should revise. They'll write stuff here. Okay. Once they write stuff here, they also indicate dates when they met you, and there's a point where you also put your own comment. Are you happy with that? Excellent. Now let's proceed. Here, now this table assessment, table A, unit 1, is to be unit 4 there. I beg your pardon. So unit 4 there, because this is unit 4. We'll make that correction, but not for this video. Now, every unit has this table. It's called table A, but unit different number there. You must receive this. You must have it. This is your guide of what you are expected to produce as a performance criteria. Are you happy with that one? So once you have that kind of grounding, you can now plan on how you're going to achieve all the criteria. Make sure everything that you do relevant to the program, put it in your folder. If you're not on the assessment, you're on the CPD, I'll urge you to also produce evidence for yourself, so that in the future, if you want to progress to an award or certificate or diploma, you can present that material and it can be reviewed by your assessor, and you can compress the time through which you can complete the course. Are you happy with that? Excellent. I'll pause here, come back in the second session, and we continue our deliberation on the actual assessment criteria point by point. Are you happy with that? Excellent. If you're happy, I'm also happy. Let me just now that we've gone through the protocols of how the course flows, I just want us to look at the assessment criteria, and we're going to start a lesson from there. In this part of the lesson, we will look at the P1s and P2. I repeat, P1 and P2. What does P1 say? That's the assessment criteria. Let's have a look. P1 says, in your booklet there, you must have these instructions there as well. Produce a content list for your business plan. Simply that. Then P2, describe 2 or more reasons why you have included those items in P1. Choose a minimum of 3 contents in the list. So what that means is simple and straightforward. A business plan, and I will show you a sample that we're using. A business plan, when you open that document, it must have a content list. It's like a book. If you've read a book before, you'll have seen that when you open the first few pages, there was a content list telling you what's inside that book. So a business plan is a document that is produced to guide you through to your destination in the business that you're running or that you intend to run. And when you produce that document has a purpose. It must inform you, the owner of the business, of what's in it and what you've got to do at each stage of your business before it's launched, or if you've launched already, we can begin to correct the steps. It must also inform an investor. An investor could be a banker. You know, when you go to the bank to open your bank account, a business bank account, the business manager might ask you, have you got a business plan? What they're asking is to see whether your business is viable, meaning it can work and produce the results that you said it will produce and bring income with a view to make a profit. If they see that it's a good business plan, they might be interested in funding your business. They give you a loan. A loan to them is a form of investment, because when you pay them back, you pay with interest. It could be that you also interest other investors, what we call equity funders. People have got money, started up somewhere, but are not happy that it's just sitting in an account. They want to invest it in a business which can bring them a return on their investment. So a business plan is very critical, and you can use it in many, many ways. But the most important way that you can use it is for you to run your business efficiently and equitably. In the business plan, you find that there's a component where you look at the pros and cons, which actually comes under the realm of the SWOT, the SWOT analysis, which will come to later on. So now let's proceed and have a look at what is it that you're going to put in your business plan. Remember, I want you to have in your mind your business idea. You're not going to produce a business plan based on somebody's idea. It won't work. I want something that can work for you. Right, let's proceed. I want us to look at the sample business plan. What is that contents list? I've got a document that I'm using here. I'm going to scan it, bring it up, and see what is in the content list, okay? Now, while that's happening, I want you to stay in tune and let me bring up this document. I hope it's going to work. It's saying burn, which means it doesn't like it. Bear with me. Okay, let me tune over here. Just bear with me. I want to scan up. Scan. I go to the scan. Yes, I got it. I go to scan there. Yes. Yes, it's coming. So while the scanner is coming up, what thoughts do you have for your business? What do you think you can put in your business plan? I want you to just think about that as we come in. Here we go. Now the scanner has come up. Let us see what we can use as a sample. And I extract this example from the Amakaya Winning Business Plan. This is a business network platform where businesses are invited to come and talk about their businesses, to market their product to an audience, which consists of ordinary people and also business to business. So it's like a marketplace where you pitch yourself and make a sort of your business move forward by finding new links, and those new links can either become sort of a customer base for you, or you innovate new businesses. That's what the business plan is about for Amakaya Winning. Now let us see what's in the content list. We are going to scan that. And once you identify what you've got to put in your business plan as a way of the contents, it becomes a lot easier for you to produce a business plan. You just ask yourself questions relating to what I'm going to show you. It's very simple. But if you didn't know this, you pay a lot of money to a consultant, of which I love consultants. I'm one of them as well. But if you're able to learn this and produce a business plan from your heart, regardless of the language you're going to use there, you will be able to use it as a living document, a live document that you can actually change and transform and put many things in different aspects. Okay, let me just now look at the business plan. We're scanning. Here you can see, I'll do the actual scan and get the document out. Now, while that's happening, I just want us to now look at what is potentially going to be in the business plan. So if we say this is our contents, the contents list, the contents list. If this is our contents list, what do we expect to have? Can we have some ideas? One of the first things that you see in your business plan must be introduction. Introduction. What's in the introduction? You've got this book you're producing. Are you with me? You've got this book, you're producing a book, which is really your business plan. Now, the moment somebody opens this book, they must know what's inside the book, and there's your title. They must know what's inside this book, because once they read it, they read the introduction, they can either put the book down. Are you with me? They can either put the book down or carry on reading, because the introduction informs the audience of the book, even yourself. Read here together. So we're talking about what should be in your business plan. I'm just importing the scanned images. While it's importing, let's have a look at a slide that I've just put written work on the board. I hope it can be clear with technology. So when you're doing a business plan, really you want to see what you can include in there. Let's look here. We say we need to have an introduction, and the second aspect. What would be the second aspect that you need to have in your introduction? Number two, I just want us very quickly to have a glimpse of what's on the resource here. Yes, I hope you can see this. Here it's contextual background. What context is it your business is using as a foundation to launching? And contextual background is something that I will explain in the next slide. You must have a context. You can't just say, oh, I am going to launch a business. There must be a context. What's happening in the environment? So put introduction, contextual background, and explain all what this context means. And here then we can put on the slide context or contextual background. What's a backdrop for business? What has instigated you to go into that? What's happening in the community? So that's the second one, in fact. And then we go to a third one. Mind you, we are talking about minimum of 3 things that you can list for your on the assessment route. Minimum of 3 things that you can list if you're on this assessment route to be able to produce that business plan. Minimum of 3 things. Minimum simply means 3 or more, at least 3 or more. Yeah, so you can do as much. Since you're on this program, you've paid money, you gotta do a little bit more work to be able to model your business. By the time you're finishing your first 8 weeks of CPD, I want your business to have a portfolio as big as that, so that you can show forth your product. Here's my business portfolio. There's a business plan and other things you're going to produce as you go through the course. So it's very essential for you to actually do a little more work. Don't just wait for an assessor or as the case might be. Right. So once you have the context there, what is your next move? What should you include? Let's have a look. About your business. About your business has got 3 things there: the business status, business location, your vision, your this is your plan, your products and services. It's not very clear there. When we do produce the scanned element there, we'll give it to you. So about your business, these things are important because I'll show you why they're important. I'll just do a print screen over there. If you have those things there, it is about what? Your business. About your business. About your business. Why? Because your business is very important, and that's what you're writing about. In that case, then, what you want to do now is basically to model your very business and let that business begin to tick. So I've just done a print screen here. So we will highlight each of these. That is your introduction. Now here I have values. I have business status. I have status. Yes. I have also business location, where you're located. I have also values. I have also products and what? And services. Or simply products cross services. And these two are interchangeable. So you have these items under about your business. To become very clear in the second session here, we just want to list what sort of things we can put in our business plan. Are you with me? Then, once you're happy with that, once that is sorted out in terms of what's in about your business, which is these bits, we can go now to the values, which is the next component. I'm just going to go amplify here the values, and I'll amplify other things. The Because I just want you to do the values. What are the values of your business? We would describe this as we go to the next session. The values of the business. There'll be business development objectives. Business what? Development objectives. Why is this important? You've got to have a plan on how you're going to develop your business, because without these objectives, you'll be jumping in everything you hear is on the scene, and that won't make you a good business person, because you can't just do everything everyone is doing. You understand that you've got to follow your objectives. This is why planning is very important. We also have the market analysis, which is at the bottom there. I beg your pardon. We have the market what? Analysis. Market analysis comes in there. And there's a lot of things that I'm going to amplify when we come to the second session. But let's make a list of things that we can have in there. And after market analysis, we now going to look at who are we targeting. The target, just put the target market. The target market. Yeah, the target market. Whom are you targeting? It's very important. So you're just regenerating a list of things you're going to put in your business plan. And then after you do that, it's very important to do risk management. Once you do this beforehand, it'll become very easy for you to mitigate against any risks, because it's well planned. We'll talk about what are the risks involved. Okay, what are the risks involved? Then we can actually put, if you wanted to do a separate section, you can do a risk, in fact, mitigation, risk management strategy. I'll call that strategy, so that you can talk about things you'll be able to do in order to avoid risks or just counteract the risks, because risks are always there, as a matter of fact, but let's identify them. Then we have the before you go to the next one, I'd like to include the SOWT, because this is your SWOT. Strength, S stands for strength, W stands for weaknesses, opportunities, threats. So we have to look at that, because they actually hinge on the environment where you are launching a business. Okay, so it's very important that we consider the SWOT analysis together with the risk management, because they have similarities there. So let's go back to the slide there. So you see what we have here is basically the section we have here. If I can move that bit down, I just want to move. Okay, you followed what I was writing there, didn't you? I'll just keep that diagram there, and yes, I got it back, and keep it running here. Are you happy with that? So we then a number of things we can put in after SWOT analysis. We want financial what? Projection. Financial what? Projection. We're just listing the things that we have to include. Financial, how do you see your finances now, and how you see them next year, the following year. A 5-year projection is always better, because a 5-year period can inform you better than a 1-year period. So you can see the lows and the highs. You understand? That's very critical. So you're seeing where your business is going and where you can make some adjustments to be able to counteract certain things. Okay, we continue financial projection. Then how are you going to implement your business, really? Before you put implementation, investing in other portfolios. Very critical. When you make a profit, where are you going to invest? After financial projection, you must consider investing in another portfolio. You must plan that. Then the implementation strategy. How are you going to implement? How are you going to implement your strategy? How are you going to implement your business? Very important. So you're generating a content list for your business plan. You haven't put any flesh, so this is a page you're generating to be the first page on your plan. Then, of course, there are other things that you can put in there. You can put the appendices, appendix. There's other information like your board of directors, etc. Appendices. Are you happy? So once you have in front of you something of this nature, you can start the work of producing the business plan. If we can agree on those aspects that are actually that with these things here in place, you are ready to start putting your first step into building your business. Because when you probably, let me say this, you find that your business won't just depend on you alone. There are some things that you have to do which might involve other people. But they'll ask you, why should we follow you? Your reference will be these things you put in there. They want to look at this business you're inviting us. What are the values? This is a very critical thing, very important. It looks simple here, but it's very important. And you see in the next session when we talk about values, there are things that you talk about, ethical things. Would your business be involved in ethical trading? Meaning, are you going to be trading legally? Is your business acceptable in the community? Are you doing something that which is right ethically? If the answer is yes, people follow you. And if you can't answer that one properly, people may not follow you. Even the authorities will be after you because your business is not ethical. So this planning is essential. Once you brainstorm and you have the right stuff for your business, it's going to go very good for you. Are you happy with that? I think this will be helping you to achieve P1. Just make a list. Then the next video that comes up after you play this one will now actually talk about the actual things involved in a business. What details you put under here. But before I go there, I just want to talk a little bit about the SWOT. Just take time on that, the SWOT. In fact, let me just stay there within there. Now, this SWOT, S stands for strength. This combines what are your personal strengths as a business owner, and also the team, and also the strength the business will have. You have to list them, and those are the things you're going to be using to move your objectives forward. Then the weaknesses. What you anticipate are the weaknesses. The personal weaknesses will be reflected in your business. You find that the business is run by you, the owner. The inherent weaknesses you have will affect your business. And when you discover those ones, you're going to create something like what you call a CPD plan, a continuous professional development plan for yourself and your team, and for the business itself to make it compliant, etc. Some of those things can enhance your business stance or decrease. So you look at the weaknesses that you currently have, and then you're going to mitigate against those. Then opportunities. As you launch up your business, there'll be new opportunities because you have come on the scene. For example, Westminster Open College runs a number of programs. But when you go out there marketing, people begin to ask about things we don't offer yet. Those are now new opportunities. We begin to put them into context and count them numerically to see the viability of it. At the end of the 3 months, if you've got many people asking about IT personal tuition in IT on a particular program, or as the case might be, that opportunity has arisen because of our launch of other programs. There'll be new opportunities that come in. So look at your own business and see where these opportunities can be found. Then we look at T. What are the threats? Threats could be number one, new entrants into the market. When you launch a business, you also attract other ideas to be born. You know that. There's some people that never launch out until they see another person launch out. So new entrants into the market can be a new threat. Legal systems can change. Laws can change in the country. So therefore some businesses, they need to apply for new compliance. A number of things. So look at your business. In your area, what do you need to have in place? Once you do the SWOT analysis, then you can prepare yourself very well. Do you like it? In conclusion, in summary, let's say we have looked at how the course is going to run. We've looked at the business planning, what's all about. We've looked at P1 and how to achieve that. We have also looked at the assessment criteria, and we showed you for those people on assessment, you must produce a portfolio. It may not be as big as this, but it helps you to have your own business being built up in terms of documentation and things that you need to have. So it's critical that you have a portfolio. You can produce as much information that suits your business. So we believe that by the time you have coming through this program, your business can start running at a better note than before. If it's not launched yet, you'll be able to launch it within a reasonable time. And we hope that with this grounding, it can also point you in a direction where you can access finances, because you are well informed, and when you go out there, you'll be speaking as an informed entrepreneur. Thank you very much. For any questions, you know where to go. Ring us. Just go on the website as it appears on the screen, or on your documents, or on your Moodle account, the online learning account. Go and chat with your tutor there. You'll be provided with the necessary information. Thank you very much, and God bless you.